Hi, everyone. Thank you for spending your Tuesday night with us today. Yeah, I think some of you might be back from work. So yeah, thank you for joining us. I'm Krista. I'm the dietitian from National Cancer Society of Malaysia. I think today we are going to continue our live sessions, and while waiting for the slides, so maybe we can guess what is the topic for today. Yeah. So I would say people are very concerned about their food and overall well-being, especially after they're diagnosed with cancer. And many of them actually receive information about nutrition from their family members and then from their friends, internet and media. However, the informations they always get is not always correct, and also lack of evidence-based information can actually make people feel very confused about what to eat, and this will actually stop them from eating well even after their cancer treatments. So this will further deteriorate their nutritional status. They will become underweight, and then they will experience involuntary weight loss. And also, because when they're confused what to eat, right, they will feel very, very stressed, emotionally stressed, and it will affect their quality of life. So because of this, we have started a live series about debunking cancer-related food myth in July. So for those who joined us for the live sessions 2 weeks ago, we were talking about fish. So is there any specific fish cancer patients should avoid taking fish? And so, but today we are going to discuss about rice. And if you have any questions, please leave your questions in the comment box, and we will respond to them after the sharing. And for those who are not able to join us for these live sessions, you may watch the recorded versions, which is available on our Facebook page after this. Yeah. So and I think when we mentions about rice or we speak about rice, so this is what I always heard from the patients. The patients always say, I have cancer, I should avoid taking rice. And eating rice can actually cause cancer, and eating rice can even cause cancer cells to grow faster. So this is the topics that we are going to discuss today. And I think most of you also would like to know what is the discussions about. Yeah. Yeah, then we can go to the next slides. So yeah, I would like to get your your I would like to get all of you to engage with me. Yeah, so when we look at here, this is actually a questions. I would love to ask, whether do you think this is a right statement? Rice contains sugar, and sugar can actually fix cancer cells. So those who want to comment, you can actually comment on the comments box. Yeah, and then yeah, so maybe we give like 10 seconds for all of you to answer. And I think now, yeah. So for me, I would say for me, this is also a very popular questions from the patients. Yeah. So one of the audience actually say, it's a fact. Rice contains sugar, and then sugar can fix cancer cells. But let's look at the answer. So when we look at this answer, actually the answer is myth. It's not evidence-based informations, and it's not. This statement is actually not according to the scientific paper. Yeah. So let's look into the next slides. Why do we say so? Why do we debunk this? Yeah, when we look at the studies, which is rice and cancer, so we try to find a lot of study to talk about rice and cancer. And one of the study actually mentions that eating rice does not link with cancer risk. There's actually no association between eat rice and cancer risk. And then another study actually mentions that because some of the people worry about eating rice because they worried that if they eat rice, there will be a lot of arsenic. Arsenic is actually a toxic substances. So this is what they worry about. But when we look into the scientific paper, there's no conclusive result, which there's no exact answer to talk about rice can lead to the cancer growth. Yeah. And then interestingly, there's another studies conducted in the Korean women who age below 50 years old. They mentions this study actually mentions that when the ladies who eat at least 3 servings of multigrain rice, 3 servings meaning three Chinese bowl of multigrain rice a day can actually help to reduce the incidence of breast cancer. Because I think all of us know that one of the risk factor of breast cancer is obesity. By eating multigrain rice, it can provide the satiety, so we will feel full after eating multigrain rice. So when we eat more, when we prioritize more on the multigrain rice instead of the white rice, it can actually help us to control our body weight. So when we are able to control our body weight, then if the risk of getting cancer, especially breast cancer, will be reduced. Yeah. So this is what we can highlight. And then next, so when we talk about rice and cancer, people will always link to sugar because rice contains sugar. So let's see what is the science say about sugar and cancer growth. Actually, sugar is a very important source of the energy to all our body cells, including our healthy cells. All our body cells actually need sugar to functions normally. Without sufficient sugar in our body, our we will feel very tired, and then our healthy cells, even our healthy cells, also cannot function normally. Besides sugar, actually our body cells will also use proteins and fats to survive and also to grow, including the cancer cells. Actually, our cancer cells it's not our actually cancer cells, right? They are very, very smart. Even though you starve them from getting the sugar, they will still get the energy from proteins and fat. Like for example, when you eat chicken also, yeah, they will get the energy from chicken, and then they will grow. So this is a very important message we want to deliver today. And because this is why, because people always think cannot eat sugar at all, and then they start to be very restrictive about their food intake, and then slowly they will become underweight, malnutrition. So when they are underweight, they are not fit to go for treatments, they are not fit to go for surgery. Yeah, then their treatments were being delayed. So when the treatment is delayed, then the cancer cells will start to spread to other places, other area. Yeah, so this is the reason why we really need to take care of our we need to get the right information about nutrition. And there's actually no selective feeding of energy to certain cells. Yeah, because we cannot say, okay, I just want cancer cells to die. So cancer cells, I need to avoid the cancer cells from taking sugar. I only want to feed healthy cells. So this doesn't happen because when we eat, all the nutrients will try to reach to all our body cells. Whatever cells is present in our body, yeah, it will goes to the body cells. Yeah. So we cannot select which cells to feed which nutrients. Yeah. So yeah, this is the very important thing that we need to highlight. And then next, why? So why do we need to eat rice? Because rice is actually a source of energy. Rice is a types of carbohydrate. Maybe some of you do know what is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is actually other than rice, like noodles, chapati, toast, oats, corns, and bread, uh, tortilla. All these are actually carbohydrate source. It's same as rice. You cannot say like, okay, I cannot eat rice, but I can eat noodles. Actually, they are all from the same groups. Yeah. So what carbohydrate give us? Carbohydrate actually give us sugar, because when we eat carbohydrate foods, when we eat rice, eat noodles, eat flour, chapati, toast, roti canai, after digestion it will become sugar in the simplest form. So when it becomes sugar, then it will provide us energy to do our routine activity, especially our brains. So our brain needs sugar to function, otherwise you will feel like very tired, especially when you are doing reading or when you are studying. So if you don't get sufficient carbohydrates food, then you will get very tired easily. So energy source is very important, not only for us to do our routine activity, and also for the cancer patients. Yeah, the cancer patients, they actually need a lot of energy, especially during treatments. So during treatments, the because when we are not doing treatments, we are not using much energy. But when we are doing treatments, our body cell is actually under stress. So when they're under stress, they actually need more energy to recover, to be stronger. Yeah. So this is the reason why energy source is very, very important for the patients, especially during cancer treatments. Yeah, we can go to the next slides. So what happened? What happened if we didn't get sufficient carbohydrates from the diet? Yeah, like for example, if you didn't eat sufficient rice, then your body will actually use proteins and fat for the energy source. Like all the, if you didn't eat sufficient rice or noodles or bread or other carbohydrate sources, then your body will start to use the energy your body will start to use protein food like eggs, chicken, tofu. This is the type of protein food, and also fat to become energy sources. So actually the protein sources is, we try not to use protein sources to generate energy, to produce energy. The reason why is because we want the proteins to be used for our muscle productions, yeah, for our muscle synthesis. So if we use too much of the if you use protein as energy sources, then you are not able to maintain a healthy muscle. Yeah, then it will lead to loss of muscle and also fat, especially for the cancer patients. When they start to restrict their food or avoid certain types of food, they will start to lose weight. When they start to lose weight, then they'll feel very, very tired, and then they will have no strength, especially for the muscle. Yeah, then it will affect their willingness to actually continue the cancer treatments, because when they feel no energy, they will feel very, very sad, and also very demotivated to continue the treatments, right? Yeah, this is the reason why we really need to take sufficient energy from carbohydrates. Actually, a moderate amount of rice or noodles it will help us to make a balanced meal, and also provide us sufficient energy for our routine work. Yeah. Then when we look at the next slides, so yeah, so when we look at the next slides, right? So these slides actually tell us an important message that we have many types of rice, but then the patients, some of the patients actually say that I cannot take white rice, but I can only take brown rice, or I can only take purple rice. So let's look at what are the types of rice available in the market and normally consumed by the people or by us. So normally the types of rice present in among us is actually white rice and fragrant rice. Fragrant rice is like when we eat, so yeah, it tastes better compared to white rice. I'm not going to mention the brand. And then we have the other types of rice. So we have glutinous rice, and also another types of rice which is high in starch. So when the rice is high in starch, meaning the body will actually, when we eat glutinous rice, so it's actually the sugar level will spike up very fast. Yeah, because it contains high starch. And then when we look at the high fiber rice, so high fiber rice mainly come from mainly refer to brown rice and also black rice. So when we eat brown rice, it will give us more fiber. When we eat more fiber, we will feel full. So when we feel full, we will not be eating a lot, which is more than the recommended portions. And then next we have those rice with low glycemic index, like basmati rice, parboiled rice. So this rice is actually the strength of the carbohydrate is actually longer. So it release slowly to our bloodstream, so the sugar level will release very slowly also. And then the sugar level will not spike up so fast after we eat the rice. Yeah, so this is the types of rice. But does it does it really matter for cancer patients? So for those patients who are undergoing treatments, they can actually eat whatever rice, whatever types of rice that they like, as long as they have the appetite to eat. We don't restrict them from eating, from eating white rice, or they can only just eat brown rice. Yeah. So this is what we want to highlight. And then for those cancer patients who already completed the treatments and then they survive with cancer for very long, then so we will actually in that case we will advise them to take brown rice, because brown rice is actually high in fiber. It can help us to control a healthy body weight. So when the body weight is under control or maintained in the normal range, it will actually help to reduce the it will help you to maintain a good the good well-being. Yeah. And the low no, normally when we talk about types of rice, it actually relates directly to diabetes, but not cancer. Yeah. So for when we talk about cancer, we do need to really focus or drill very detailed until the types of rice. The things that we need to highlight is actually the good amount of rice is actually is can actually provide us sufficient energy for during the cancer treatments. And then the high fiber rice is actually for us to prevent cancer. Yeah, this is what we want to highlight. I think we can, yeah. So to recap the entire presentations, the first thing is the most important thing we want to highlight is there's no significant, or there's no big impact of eating rice and cancer. And for those who are undergoing treatments, we actually advise you not to restrict any food, and also to get whatever type any types of rice that you prefer. Like for example, we all know brown rice. We actually know we all know brown rice is actually very healthy. But if let's say I plan a very healthy diet, including brown rice in the healthy diet plans, but the patient is not having appetite to eat. Actually, the menu plan doesn't serve any purpose. Yeah. So that's why for cancer patients, we don't want to restrict too much. And the most important thing is we need to always get the right informations about nutrition from the healthcare professional, and also from the reliable websites and organizations. Yeah. So I think like for those yeah, so I think that's all for the presentations today. So those who are having any questions, you can actually put the questions on the comment box. I think I have one questions from Kairu. Kairu actually asking, is brown rice better than normal rice? So again, if we are referring to the survivors or the general populations, we were advised to take brown rice, because study actually shows that when we take 3 servings of brown rice, which one serving is equivalent to one medium Chinese bowl of the rice, is it can help to reduce the risk of getting colorectal cancer. That's why for survivors and for general populations, we will advise for brown rice. But for those cancer patients who are undergoing treatments, if you are not comfortable to take brown rice, or after taking brown rice you feel full easily, then we will advise you to go for normal rice, because what you need is actually energy for the treatments, but not the fiber. Yes. Then we have questions from Christina. I've been eating Karos rice daily. Should I change to brown rice? I'm not a diabetic. Yeah, I would say like what we recommend just now. Um, we will always go for the high fiber food, because high fiber food that come from whole grains. Brown rice is a type of whole grains. It can help to prevent the colorectal cancer. And then we have one from Esan. I'm a caretaker. People say rice contains gluten and can be hard to digest, which is bad for cancer patients. Is it true? According to the scientific journal or studies, there's no evidence base regarding this statement. Yeah, rice contains gluten, but but it wouldn't say, but we cannot claim that it's bad for the cancer patients. Yeah. So, and then what about people that has diabetes? If rice has sugar in it, is there anything that you can replace with it? When we talk about people with diabetes, we don't ask them to cut down the sugar completely because they are taking diabetes medications, and then those there are some patients actually taking insulins. So if we omit rice totally from their diet, they will feel hypo. So what we do is we will recommend them the proper portions of the rice. Yeah. So they cannot take too much rice at one time. Yeah, they cannot take too much rice at one time, but we separate the portions of rice into into different timing. Yeah. So I think there's no more questions. I think there's no more questions. Here we would like to highlight the upcoming sessions. So the upcoming sessions, the first one is actually the next series, the next episode for cancer nutrition, which is red meat. So next 2 weeks we are going to talk about red meat, and then we are also glad to share with all of you about the upcoming events in on 6th August, which is Healthy Plate Challenge. So what this Healthy Plate Challenge do highlights is we actually want to educate people to prepare how to prepare a meal in a practical way and also a feasible way. Yeah. And this is like a competition, so we will have 6 group, and then will give a team to each group, and then each of the group will prepare the meal according to the team given. And yeah, and then there is lunch provided, and also there's attractive goodie bags, and also prizes will be given out to the participants. The time will be from 1 to 4:30. Feel free to contact us. The person in charge is Adeline, so you can contact her at the number stated here. Yeah, we only limited to 30 survivors. Those who are interested, yeah, you can grab your chance. Or those who like to cook, you can actually grab the chance this chance to show your cooking skill. Yeah. And I think I think that's all from us today, because it's already 9 o'clock. If you have more questions, you can always call us. This is the toll free helpline, which is 1-800-888-1000. Yeah. So just contact us for further inquiries. So thank you everyone.